मैं 1 मिनट स्वामी जी।
महादेव 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 महादेव। Is the audio okay?
Mahadev Swami ji, it is okay Swami ji.
Then shall we begin?
Ji Swami ji, I'll turn on the recording.
Please do. Om yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam yo vai vedanscha prahinoti tasmai tam hadevamatma buddhi prakasham mumukshurvai sharanamaham prapadye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartribhyo Vamsharishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादी नगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततम् पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। ब्रह्माहं यत्प्रसादेन मयि विश्वं प्रकल्पितम् श्रीमत्स्वयं प्रकाशाख्यं प्रणौमि जगतां गुरुं। यः परमात्मा जगत् सृष्ट्वा प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपीमनोहरम्। यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि। गुरूणां चरणाम्भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतोद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तुभमारभे। On a rainy evening, when you see the entire street wet, every leaf on the trees wet, every passing vehicle wet, Do you have any doubt that whether it is an animate, inanimate object or the road, the vehicles, the people, the birds, insects, everything that is there in the open, what is wet, is due to rain, or did somebody go sprinkling water? Do you ever have doubt about it? So when you see the entire street wet, every leaf wet, all the vehicles wet, drenched in water, you know it is due to rain. It is the rain which has drenched everything over here. Though you were sleeping that afternoon and you did not actually see the rain falling, yet you have no doubt about the cause of everything being wet, and that cause is the rain. Similarly, and over here in this example, there is a very important thing to note. You have not actually seen, perceived the rainfall, yet you do not have any doubt about what is the cause of everything being wet. You have the knowledge of the cause, and knowledge of this cause is inferential, which means it was not directly perceived. You did not see the rainfall by the time you woke up from the afternoon nap. The rain already had stopped. But when you peep through the window, you have found everything wet. So the effect is seen, the cause is not seen. Yet the cause is known, and cause is known inferentially. Similarly, you see this world, but you do not see the cause of this world. The names and forms, their attributes, and at various transactions, every name and form is able to accomplish. You have the knowledge of the world, the effect. But what is the cause? The Upanishad says the cause is Brahman. Consciousness is the cause of this world. Yet when the causality of this world is attributed to Brahman, to consciousness, there are other claimants who have claimed that it is not Brahman, but it could be due to Paramanu. It can be due to Paramanu, the final particle, the last component, which does not have any components, and therefore it is the final particle, and that is the Moola Karanam, that is the root cause of this world. So the Vaisheshikas have claimed Paramanu to be the Karanam. The Sankhyas have claimed Prakriti to be the Karanam. And the Upanishad says it is Brahman which is the Karanam. And therefore, the Upanishad is contested. That what has been said and shown by the Upanishad, Brahman as the cause of this world, Jagat Karanam, is cast into doubt, that is Brahman the Karanam or not. Because if Paramanu can be the Karanam, why would one say Brahman is Karanam? If Prakriti of the Sankhyas can be said as to be Jagat Karanam, why would one say Ishvara is Jagat Karanam, Brahman is Jagat Karanam, the cause of this world? And when you do not have the meaning of the word Brahman available to you, because the immediate meaning of Brahman is Jagat Karanam, and when this meaning of the word is not available, yet there is a sentence which goes to say Atma is Brahman. Now, Atma, to say Atma is Brahman, which means the meaning for the word Brahman itself is a falsified thing. This sentence will not become valid, and this is the final sentence through which liberation is accomplished. And therefore, now, so far, we have seen that the claim of the Vaisheshikas, the claim of the Sankhyas, etc., at least these two schools were dealt over here, and we have shown, the author has shown the defect in their claims, in their fundamental principles, postulates. The Vaisheshikas have to say padarthas are six in number. There are just six categories under which every object of this world, everything in this world can be brought under the umbrella of these six padarthas. That claim, the dravya substances are nine. Paramanus are the Jagat Karanam. Akasha is Nitya. All these claims we have the the defect of all these claims has been shown, and therefore it cannot be said as the Vaisheshika claim is correct. Therefore, now Kim Jagat Karanam, that what has been said by the Upanishad remains intact. Kim Jagat Karanam, so then we say Mayopahita Chaitanya. Consciousness conditioned by Maya, or consciousness with the conditioning of Maya, is called as Jagat Karana. Thus, for every seeker now, when you look at this world, if your buddhi, if your intelligence is easily able to travel and grasp the Karanam, just as in case of the rain, you could understand that there was a rainfall a little time before you woke up, though you did not see the rain falling, and yet you know it has rained outside. You are very, very sure about the rainfall. Exactly like that, when one is able to look at this world, and also the intelligence is able to travel and say that Brahman Ishvara is Jagat Karanam, now you have the perfect meaning of the word Tat. The Vachartham, the immediate meaning of the word Tat. As long as this does not happen, till then, one has not begun any contemplation at all. Looking at this world of names and forms, whether these are the names of your friends or foes, or people who are unconcerned with you, or people of the past, or the whole world of the future, the Karanam is Ishvara. When your buddhi when your intelligence is able to take you to the Karanam, then your intelligence is truly bringing benediction to you. As long as the intelligence gets halted somewhere, as long as the intelligence is not able to reach Ishvara in understanding the Jagat as in understanding Ishvara as the Jagat Karanam, till then the Ishvara will remain something as your concept, maybe a concept that gives you consolation, maybe a concept that makes you feel religious and spiritual, yet it is not the perfect, yet it is not perfectly arrived meaning at which you have arrived perfectly well. Thus, every moment we are seeing the world. That means every moment is an opportunity to appreciate Ishvara. Every moment is an opportunity for your intelligence to appreciate Ishvara, and we waste this opportunity. 80 years and 90 years, we may have a long life. But if this intelligence, through 80 years of experience, also is not able to come to this, Ishvara is Jagat Karanam. That means the whole exercise was just a wastage. The whole exercise was only your struggle to survive in this world. And if a person remains at a level of survival, struggling for survival, struggling for approval, struggling for desire fulfillment, you are not what you are meant to be. Because every animal, insect is also struggling for some sort of survival. A tiger attacks a deer and the deer wants to escape. It is struggling for survival. Just observe even a small insect caught by a sparrow in its beak. It struggles to escape. Whether it becomes successful in escaping or not is yet another issue. But it is struggling, and it is struggling to escape because it wants to survive. Similarly, if our whole attempt is only some sort of struggle to survive, then between you and that insect, there is not much difference. Though having being endowed with an intelligence of a human being, we chose to live a life of an insect. You have an intellect which would have had shown you Ishvara, but a person simply keeps himself bound with these issues, likes and dislikes, approvals and disapprovals, attractions and repulsions. Therefore, friends, now over here, we have seen there was a lot of energy and intelligence which was given to refutation of certain postulates of the Vaisheshika system, and also in very short, even the Sankhya system was also refuted in their postulates. So now, once again on page number 65 in the original text, in the physical text, you will have to struggle a little bit. Those who are following only the PDF, you will have to discover your page number, the digital page number. Look at the original text. Evam purvoktad ishvarar akasha utpadyate. Evam purvoktad ishvarar. Now, instead of akasha, replace it with the word jagad utpadyate. How? So from Ishvara now it is said, Akasha utpadyate. Akasha, the space is born. Akashad vayu, vayor, vayorte ap agni, agnerapaha adhya prithvi. So thus there is a sequence of the Panchamahabhutas, the five great elements being born. But I want to draw your attention to this part of the sentence. Evam purvoktat ishvarat. Purvoktat. Purvoktat means from that Ishvara, which has been thus explained before. Purvokta. Ukta means said, explained. Purvokta, that what has been explained before. So Purvokta, evam, and thus. Evam means thus. Thus, from the Ishvara who has been explained before. Okay, Purvokta Ishvara. So what was the Purvokta Ishvara? What is the definition of word Ishvara? Mayopahita Chaitanyam. It means consciousness with the conditioning of Maya. We find this Sukshma Bhutani. Okay, thus we find the five great elements. We are yet not talking about how this world of the subtle world and the world of gross objects. Gross objects will include even this body, etc. The systems of this body, whether it is a digestive system or the reproduction system or the circulatory system, the respiratory system, all the systems are a part of this gross world, are a part of this gross world. So now, we are yet not talking about that. We are just saying from Ishvara, the five elements are born. And how is it born? From Mayopahita Chaitanyam, now comes Akasha. Then the Mayopahita Chaitanya with a conditioning, one more conditioning of Akasha, Vayu is born. The Mayopahita Chaitanya with the conditioning of Akasha and Vayu, Agni is born. Mayopahita Chaitanya with the conditioning of Akasha, Vayu, and Agni. Now the water is born. Then from the Mayopahita Chaitanya with the conditioning of Akasha, Vayu, Agni, and Aap, Prithvi is born. Thus, we have the five elements coming into existence. Akasha Sambhutaha Ityadi Shrutehe. So, this is the Shruti. Mayayaha Satvaraja Tamogunatmakatvat Tat Karyani Akashadini Api Satvarajas Tamogunatmakani. Now, because the conditioning of Maya, okay, because of the conditioning of Maya, and Maya being the Parinami Upadana Karanam. We have seen all these things. Okay? We have been really um, um, going through this rigorous process of seeing the meaning of all these words. Parinami Upadana Karanam, meaning the material cause which undergoes the modification. And when the material cause without undergoing any real modification appears as something different, appears as the effect, then it is called as Vivartopadana Karanam. So Brahman is Vivartopadana Karanam and Maya is the Parinami Upadana Karanam. Okay, so Mayayaha Sattva Rajas Tamo Gunatmakatvat, because this Maya, the very nature of Maya is Trigunatmak, is of these three gunas, Sattva, Raja, and Tama. Therefore, that what is the effect of Maya, that which is this is the material cause. So that what is the effect of Maya naturally will also be of the three gunas. Therefore, whether it is the Akash, Vayu, Agni, Aap, or Prithvi, all these five elements will be Sattva, Raja, Tama, Sattva, Raja, Tama, Sattva, Raja, Tama, Sattva, Raja, Tama. The three elements, the three gunas will be there for all of them. Okay. Tatkaryani Akashadini Api Sattva Rajastamo Gunatmakani. Then Apanchikritani. Now these are yet not grossified. They are not grossified. So you cannot say the space which you are experiencing is that space. No, it is space, but it is not this space which you are dealing with. It is space, yet it is not grossified. So apanchikritani, and therefore these are called as sukshma bhutani. What are they called? The subtle elements. Sukshma bhutani iti cha varnayanti. They are described as ungrossified subtle elements. All right, this is the original text. Now, we are going to proceed further. Now, in between almost 5 pages, the author has given to the refutation of Vaisheshika and Sankhya. And now, we are on page number 70. We are on the page number 70 to look at the meaning of those lines. Till now, what was being discussed? Evam Purvoktad Ishvarad. Just these are 2 words. Purvoktad Ishvarad Akashaha Utpadyate. Now, this was the line which was discussed in the last 5 pages. Because the Vaisheshika could have come and said it is not through Ishvara that Akasha, etc. Akash is Nitya. But the rest of the world has come into existence because of Paramanu. The Sankhyas will jump into the arena and they will say it is not because of Ishvara, but it is because of Prakriti the world comes into existence. So that's evam purvoktadi ishvarad akashaha utpadyate. When this was said, all these claimants will come. And the author, the present author of this book, in his commentary, then has dealt with those postulates to keep them shut, to refute them. And so that line, evam purvoktadi ishwarad akasha utpadyate, is intact. Okay, now on page number 70, I'm going to, hopefully people are able to follow it. Some of you are you able to identify the lines? Or you have difficulty locating the lines in your book or in the PDF?
No problems.
All right, let's go. Nanu smriti siddhatvat katham apramanikatvam iti chet. The earlier line, which said that the claim of Sankhyas as Prakriti being the Jagat Karanam. Now, when the word Prakriti is used by the Sankhyas, it is a different thing. And when the Vedanti uses the word Prakriti to mean Maya, it is a different thing. So just don't get confused because the same word is used by different systems. You will have to look at who is using that word. Is it the Sankhya who is using this word, or is it a Vedanti who is using that word? When the Vedanti uses the word Prakriti, he means Maya. And it is the conditioning for consciousness, through which the consciousness is now called as Jagat Karanam. But when the Sankhya fellow uses the word Prakriti, he means this Prakriti is independently Jagat Karanam. There is no need for Brahman over here. It is just the inert principle which undergoes the change to become the world. Okay? So therefore, be very, very cautious and do not get deceived just because the same word is used. The word may be same, but when it is used by a Vedanti, it delivers a different meaning. When it is going to be used by the Sankhya, it will have a different meaning. So be very alert. So now he says, the Sankhya fellow says, that our Prakriti, it is the Prakriti which is the Jagat Karanam, has been given to us, has been shown to us by Kapila Muni. Who is it? Kapila Muni. Okay. Now, whether it is the Devahuti Suta Kapila or some other Kapila, there is a big deal. I mean, the fight goes on with these people. But whosoever, that we consider that Kapila is Kapila. And now that Kapila Smriti, though is not available, yet there is Sankhya Karika, whose author is Ishvara Krishna, another person. And this Ishvara Krishna says that, his Karikas, the verses that he has composed are based on Kapila Smriti. So now the Sankhya fellow says that, just as you are saying that Ishvara is Jagat Karanam, and that is Shruti Siddham. How is it? Shruti Siddham. It is something that is established through the Shruti Upanishad. Our claim that Prakriti is the Karanam is something that is also established through words only. But these words are Smriti. And whose Smriti? Smriti means from the memory. So that which has been authored by a person naturally comes through memory. And so it is a Smriti left by Kapila. Nevertheless, it is still Shabda. Yours may be Shruti, yet it is also Shabda. These are also words. Upanishad is also using the words. We are also using the words. The only difference is that is Shruti, this is Smriti. Now, so the words that Prakriti is Jagat Karanam. In another place, it is the Ishvara, which is the Jagat Karanam. Now, these two sentences are at loggerhead. Okay, they are locking their horns. So, out of these two sentences, which one is right, which one is wrong? Because if you are going to say both of them are right, then you have both of them are not right. It is directly saying something like that. It is a snake, it is a rope. One is, if it is a snake, this sentence is right, then the sentence that it is a rope naturally is wrong. And if the sentence this is a rope is correct, then naturally the sentence this is a snake is bound to be disproved. So now this Sankhya questions, Nanu Smriti Siddhatvat. Our claim that Prakriti is Jagat Karanam is Smriti Siddha. It is established through the Smriti words of Kapila. Katham apramanikam. How do you say that these words cannot become the pramana, the right means to generate the knowledge? Katham apramanikam iti chet. So if this is our question, then iti chet. So in reply to this, the Siddhanti, the Vedanti, what does he say? No, don't pounce on me like this. No. Then what? Shruti virodhe smritehe apramanikatvat. This is a very important principle that we all have to, we will discuss this principle somewhere down the line. In fact, the same author will only go to it. But remember this, wherever there is a virodha, wherever there is virodha means an opposition. Wherever there is a contradiction, wherever there is an opposition between Shruti and the Smriti, remember, Shruti stands out as a strong pramana. The Smriti will stand refuted. No matter whose Smriti it is, whether it is Kapila or anybody else. But Shruti as the Pramana remains intact. Remember this as the principle. Shruti virodhe. If the Smriti goes against the Shruti, if the Shruti goes against the Smriti, then what will happen? Smritehe apramanikatva. Then the Smriti will become apramanikam, will lose the status as a pramana. And you know what is a pramana. Okay? Will lose the status as pramana. Now, next, further. Tasmad मायोपहितात् ब्रह्मणः आकाशादिक्रमेण प्रपञ्चोत्पत्तिः इति सर्वैः अभ्युपगन्तव्यम्. Therefore, tasmat. So now we are coming to the conclusion. Tasmat, this means the concluding sentence. So now this particular topic or this discussion is being concluded. This is an indication. When the vakyam, when the sentence begins as tasmat, meaning therefore. So when you are going to say therefore, it means you are bringing certain topic to a conclusion. Okay, so it becomes the sangraha vakyam. Tasmat mayopahitat brahmanaha. Therefore, it is from Brahman, conditioned by Maya, prapanchotpattihi. The world comes into existence. Tasmad mayopahitat brahmanaha prapanchotpattihi. And how does this prapanchotpatti takes place? There is an order. There is a sequence, and that sequence is Akasha, Vayu, Agnihi, Apaha, and then Prithvi. Thus, this is the sequence. Akashadi Kramena Prapanchotpattihi. Iti this Sarvaihi Abhyupagantavyam. This should be accepted by all. Should be accepted means this is not a dictum. It is not a dictum. It is, why should it be accepted? Because this is reason. Because this is reason. And we have seen the whole, a part of its discussion, how it has been reasoned. Okay? Anyatha. Suppose if we don't accept it, then what will happen? Anyatha shrutehe apramanya prasangat. Otherwise, for you as a person, the shruti will not work as a pramana, because you are saying that shruti is wrong. Well, if it is wrong, how will it become the means to generate the right knowledge? That which does not generate the right knowledge then generates erroneous knowledge. That which generates erroneous knowledge is not a pramana. So therefore, shrutehe apramanya prasanga. And therefore, if you do not have the shruti as the pramana, you will not know what is liberation, and therefore not know Atma is Brahman. You can continue to believe that Atma is something I am. I am what karta bhukta, I am shunyam, I am something else. I will go to heaven, I will go to some other heaven, I will go to the Hindu heaven, I will go to the Buddhist heaven, I will go to some Christian heaven. You can keep on saying that, but you will not know the meaning of this I is the infinite consciousness. You will continue to have concepts, but it will not be the reality. Okay? So, na chatad ishtam, and not having Shruti as the pramana, na chatad ishtam, it is not desirable. Na chatad ishtam. Why? अध्ययन विधि परिगृहीतस्य अक्षरमात्रस्य अनर्थक्य अयोगात्. Because now it was told to us, that one should study Veda every day. Now that studying, reciting the Veda, which means that Vakyam is there, the sentences are there, the Veda Vakyas are there. By the virtue that it is a Vakyam, it is bound to generate meaning. And if the meaning is wrong, then why even do this? And therefore, the Vakyam which has come to you as the Adhyana Vidhi, परिगृहीतस्य अक्षरमात्रस्य अनर्थक्य अयोगात्. It cannot be said as to be meaningless. अयोगात्. तस्मात् ब्रह्मणः एव आकाशादिक्रमेण जगदुत्पद्यते इति अनवद्यम्. And therefore, Brahmanaha eva, it is from Brahman alone. Brahman alone means Mayopahita Brahmanaha. So from Brahman alone, and by Maya being the conditioning, it does not create duality. Remember this. We have discussed this, you remember? That avidya, Maya, cannot create duality. So Brahman alone. So Brahmanaha eva akashadi kramena jagad utpadyate iti anavadyam is irrefutable. Anavadyam. Okay? Now, akashadibhyaha सूक्ष्म शरीरोत्पत्तिं वक्तुं कारणगुणा हि कार्यगुणान् आरभन्ते इति न्यायेन भूतकारणस्य अज्ञानस्य सत्वरजतमोगुणात्मकत्वेन तत्कार्याणाम् आकाशादीनामपि सत्वरजस्तमोगुणात्मकत्वम्. Now, akashadibhyaha, it is from the akasha, etc. Now, what is etc.? Other four elements. Akashadibhyaha sukshma sharirotpattim vaktum. Now, the author wants to show us what the creation of subtle body. Creation means the subtle body coming into existence. Okay. Akashadibhyaha sukshma sharirotpattihi. Because vaktum, in order to show, in order to speak about coming into existence of the subtle body. How is he going to show that? Karana guna karya gunam arabhante. It is the attributes of the cause which become the attributes of the effect. Okay? Meaning what? Simple thing. If you have red strings, then the cloth will be red. See, the strings create the cloth. The strings do not create red color. So then what is it that has given red color to the cloth? The red color of the strings. It is the red color of the strings that has given red color to the cloth. And therefore, the red color of the strings is the attribute of the cause. And the red color of the cloth is the attribute of the effect. So, Karana Gunaha, the Karana Gunas, the attributes of the Karana, of the cause, will give birth to attributes of the effect. Okay, this by this principle. Okay, itin nyayena. So, following this principle, we are able to say bhutakarana ajnanasya. What is the cause of these all these bhutas? Of course, Brahman. But does Brahman undergo change to become the bhutas? Does Brahman undergo any modification? No. Brahman is the cause. But vivarta upadana. Then what is the parinami upadanam? Maya. What actually is Maya? Ajnanam. Remember that? What is this ajnanam? Trigunatmakam. Remember? Trigunatmakam. So, now as we are going to discuss, all these things should be available to you immediately. Let the intelligence not stay lazy. It should come immediately. Okay? Okay. So, bhutakaranasya shyanasya sattva rajastamo gunatmakatvena, this ajnanam being sattva, raja, and tamaguna, so tamoguna only, what happens? Tat karyanam. Now, these 5 elements are the effect of this maya, of that ajnanam. Therefore, tat karyanam akashadinam api sattva rajastamo gunatmakatvam. And therefore, now we are able to say that this akasha, etc., is also trigunatmakam. Okay? Why are you saying? Because karana guna ye karya gunam arabhante. Okay? Remember, this is the principle you have understood. The red cloth and the red strings. Remember that. Therefore, trigunatmakatvam. Then, vyavahar ayogyatvat sukshma bhutatvam. Why are you calling them as the subtle elements? Just call them elements. Why are you adding one more word to it? The reason why we are using the word sukshma bhutas, sukshma mahabhuta, is because sukshma bhutatvam, because it is vyavahara ayogyatvam, because it is these elements, just as these elements, they are not capable of any transaction. They are not capable of any transactions. So therefore, vyavahara ayogyatvam. This vyavahara ayogyatvam is only called as sukshma bhutatvam. It is called as sukshma bhutatvam. This is the sukshma bhuta, the quality of sukshma bhuta. What makes you call them as sukshma bhuta? Because vyavahara ayogya. They are vyavahara ayogya. Incapable of any transaction. Vyavahara ayogyatvam. Panchikarana bhavad apanchikatatvam. Because they have yet not undergone the process of grossification. And this process of grossification is called as panchikaranam. What is this process of grossification called? Panchikaranam. Because the sukshma bhutas have yet not undergone the process of grossification, Therefore, they are called as apanchikrita. They are called as apanchikrita. Apanchikritatvancha iti aha. Okay. So varnayanti. This is how they are explained. Okay, this is how the elements coming into existence from Maya, from Brahman is being explained. Iti varnayanti. Okay, who are those people who explain it this way? Vedanta vidaha iti sheshaha. The people who are Vedanta with, those who are experts of Vedanta. Those who are experts of Vedanta. They thus explain it this way. Evam Purvoktadishwaran Akasha Akashadi Prapanchodpattihi. So thus Purvoktadishwaran Akashadi Kramena Prapanchodpattihi. We have come to this point. Now, from the next line, which is the original text on page number 70, which we are going to see from tomorrow, he goes into the explanation as how now this world of all the names and forms, the subtle world and the gross world is going to come into existence, and thus each one of us, the individual who is a part of the totality. So when the totality is existing, naturally the individual will have his own place. Okay, because individuality wouldn't exist without the totality. Therefore, now the totality, how it comes into existence, is the next topic of this Sukshma Bhutas. We will go to it tomorrow when we meet again. Om Brahmaham Yat Prasadena Mai Vishwam Prakalpitam Srimad Swayam Prakashakhyam Pranami Jagatan Gurum Yah Paramatma Jagat Srishtva प्रविवेश पुनः स्वयं तं कृष्णं प्रत्यगात्मानं वन्दे गोपी मनोहरम् यस्य प्रसादादहमद्वयात्मा विश्वं समस्तं मयि कल्पितं च तं सर्वलोकैकगुरुं सदाश्री स्वयं प्रकाशं गुरुमानतोऽस्मि गुरूणां शरणां भोजं प्रणिपत्य निरन्तरं तत्कृपालेशतोऽद्वैत चिन्ताकौस्तुभमारभे ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेद विभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।